folks, welcome to this week's episode of Lunker Junkies TV. We're out on the North Umpqua doing some steelhead fishing. Now we started this show a couple weeks ago before Randy and Jennifer took off to Alaska for the summer. It was super high water, dirty water. We really had to work for them. We caught a couple fish. We didn't get a show. It was raining on us part of the time. So we just kind of put that footage in the hopper, and a few days ago, me and Roger decided we wanted to go do some fun fishing on the North Umpqua. I said, hey, let's bring the cameraman and see if we can finish that show out. We got into a few more. Plugs saved our rear ends. The old Yakima Maglip 3.0 came through for us on the second half of the show. First half of the show was all about BNR tackle soft beads. So that's what I mean by versatility. You hear me talk about versatility a lot. Don't get stuck on one thing. One day it's all about beads or all about bait or all about yarn, and that's what they're hitting on that day. The second day, they wouldn't touch any of that. It was all about plugs. It was a plug bite, and that's all we could get them on. So make sure you have that variety in your boat. Be ready to switch up. If they're not hitting on one thing or one method of fishing one day, be ready to switch up to another style. Chances are you'll get into it. Another thing we'll talk about a little bit in the second half of the show is these leader feeders by Bendable Products. These are a dynamite new product. There's all different kinds of ways for holding your leaders in the drift boat and even bank fishing, and I've used them all. This one, we got our hands on this one and fell in love with it. So go to bendableproducts.com. You can order them off there, and there's also some demo videos on how to load them. We're going to do some with our Angler Encyclopedia series as well. But you throw some double-sided Velcro or a magnet, stick them right side of the boat. They're really handy, easy, accessible. They don't blow out like the foam tubes. Once they're loaded, just grab a hook and pull. Your leader is not all coiled up. They hold the BNR beads really well in there. Got your leader, ready to rock and roll. Really quick time for retying. You're back in the water. You're not wasting a bunch of time messing around with the foam tube. So check out the leader feeder by Bendable Products. This is a great new product. We are really happy with it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Lunker Junkies TV right after this.
It's on! Salmon shark! Salmon shark!
What do you say?
Oh. This is a real quality fish here.
What a trophy, huh?
Oh, look at that.
We just got into a big bunch of fish. Jen's fighting one right now.
Whoa! Real decent.
Lunker Junkies TV is brought to you by Mart. Get ready for your season for less. Procure Bait Sense and Cures, ruthlessly effective. Lamaglass Rods, fish with confidence. Yakima Bait Company, home of the Rooster Tail. Shasta Tackle, inventor of the Sling Blade. Bait Buttons, because presentation matters. BNR Tackle, inventor of the Steelhead Holy Worm. Northwest Sportsman Magazine, chock full of tips, tricks, and useful information. Fish Seward, Alaska, and Oregon Fishing Adventure. The Leader Feeder at bendable.com and Kinware Chevrolet.
Fish on! Fishing a wacky style holy worm, fish it upside down. Gives the tail a little funky action. Sweet pink cherry. Nice. Woohoo!
Oh, that's a nice one.
Pretty fish. This is a sweet flat too, because you can go back.
B&R tackle, baby.
Does not want to come up.
That's a big fish. It's a nice one.
We're side drifting, 5-inch holy worm. We got one rod on a soft bead, one rod on a holy worm. Got a little sequin, 15-pound leader, 2-aught hook. Right at the bottom of the drift, it just ate the worm like nobody's business.
Was it just a hit and run?
Oh, he just hammered the worm. Some of the worm strikes you get are like the best strikes you'll see. They'll just impale them. So we were drifting along right at the bottom of the drift, and the freaking worm just stops and goes poof and goes down. Freaking hooked the fish. Probably, I don't know what we got there, about 12-pound steelhead.
Oh yeah.
Little 5-inch holy worm there, and just clobbered it. Took us a good quarter-mile downstream to land it, but we finally got him in the net.
Pretty big old native.
Nice. Good release.
Beautiful.
Go back and do some spawning.
Let her go upriver and do her business.
Let's get another one. Come on. Come on. Nice. All right. We're going to talk about how to rig up the B&R Tackle Holy Worm for drift fishing. I got my leader tied here. We got a 2-aught owner hook, a little about a 6 or 7 millimeter sequin we're going to put there. We're going to rig this one wacky style. So I'm going to take my worm here. This is our new, we call this the Sweet Pink Cherry or the Dr. Death worm. And I'm going to rig it up upside down. So these are holy worms. They have a little hole in them. So I get the line just a little bit wet, slide it in the hole like that. And it's going to pop out, and the hole, that's kind of the center of the worm's going to pop out through here. And then pull it down on the worm just like this, and we're going to drift fish this with either a 3-ball or a 4-ball slinky. And it just kind of bounces along the bottom, and the tail kind of twirls around like that, and it really gets the fish excited. If you want to add a little scent to it, what I would suggest you do is take a little Pro-Cure sauce here. You line it up on the hole, and you just give it a squeeze, and it'll inject the scent right into the hole in the worm. Just like that, and then as you fish, it'll just kind of leach it out, and you got this kind of scent trail that falls along the worm. The fish really like that. And that's what we just got a fish on, and we're going to go get another one on it.
So as what we got going on here, it's actually a little bit high water today, but we got really good color. So we're right on a seam out here. Joe's putting us right in tight to the bank, and in high water, sometimes that's when these B&R Tackle holy worms can be deadly. And so you're looking for the seam right on the edge of the channel. What's kind of the scenario we're fishing here, Joe, on this hole?
Okay, so we're side drifting this inside seam here. It's about 4 feet of water. Usually when the water's down about 2 foot, we're another 20, 30 foot out. With the water high, like Rocky was saying, we're sucking in nice close to the bank. We're running 3-shot slinkies, 5-inch worms.
So what Joe means by side drifting is what you're doing, for those of you that don't know, you're trying to match your weight to the point that you're just touching bottom about what, every 2-3 feet, Joe? You just want to feel that bottom. And as what you're trying to do is get your bait to drift down the bottom of the river as naturally as possible, just like a real stray egg out of a nest or any kind of bait would just kind of float down the river. And that's 90% of it. If you can't get your bait to present itself down that river the way the fish want to see it and are used to seeing it, you won't touch them. You want the most natural presentation you can get. And that's why we'll go back and forth from like 4-ball slinkies to 3-ball slinkies. And 3 balls are working in this hole today, as you just saw, and it's been pretty good.
It's an orange bead biter.
It's a pretty one.
We got a double bead rig here, a little soft bead, like a 14 millimeter shrimp soft bead. And on the bottom, we were fishing a pearl pink one. It looks like he took the top one. Just chomped it.
The double trouble rig.
Double trouble.
Fished here last year in this hole with Jen and Randy, and we're coming down in here with plugs and picked up a fish. It was a little high water year, kind of like it is today. And today we came down through here with a double bead setup, really close to the bank. Brandon got this nice fish here. On the smaller end, got it spawning colors, but when the water gets high like this, those beads work really good. Suck right in, nice tight to the bank. And these fish will, oh, there it goes. These fish will pull those beads up off the bottom real nice.
14mm shrimp soft bead. So this is our side drifting rig running today. We have a 4-ball slinky, 3-foot leader, and we have a bobber stop here. We have a full sequin, and this here is a 14mm shrimp soft bead. If you want to tie a double rig, what we do is we just tie the rig off. You can see the one we just cut off here. Tie the double rig off on here, and then we run it back about 2 feet, and then you have 2 beads together at once. Kind of gives a double little attraction, gives the fish something to choose. And especially when you're trying to figure out early in the morning what size of bead or kind of bead the fish want, this will allow you to fish 2 colors at once and really down select and see what kind of fish are going to bite that day.
Hey folks, welcome back to Lunker Junkies TV. We're on day 2. As you know, we're up here fishing the North Umpqua. We're just kind of goofing around. Me and Roger want to do a little fun fishing, and Sundays we'll have Brandon with B&R Tackle back with us and Joe Mello back out here. But we got springers in the river, we got winter steelhead, so there's good potential for some mixed bags. And we're running some B&R stuff. I'm gonna, doing a little rigging, getting ready to go. So this new leader feeder by Bendable Products is a dynamite product. This is a product we just brought on board. It's such a handy unit. You just reach in here, grab a hook, pulls right out with your leader. You don't have that foam blowing out of your boat, one-handed, easy to load. You got your leader right here, quick access, ready to rock and roll. We're running an 8-pound leader. Water's starting to clear up a little bit, so we drop down to an 8-pound from a 10 just to finesse them a little bit more. We always carry these Ziploc bags with us. We all do for putting fillets in and stuff. I always keep one handy in the boat. It's a great little way to keep your scrap line and rigs that you cut off. Leave any garbage on the river. Be good stewards of the outdoors. Seems like people are just leaving garbage everywhere. It's so easy to just keep a Ziploc bag in your boat. Throw all your stuff in there. At the end of the day, throw it in a can. Okay, so we got our swivel, our B&R Tackle soft bead, running a mottled orange on a number 2 hook, and we're side drifting. And we can slide this bead up a little bit, throw beta eggs in the bait loop if we want to, or throw a little bait in there, a little chunky yarn if we want to. But that's a setup. Hopefully we can get out there and get a few for you. But anybody in a drift boat and even bank fishing, I highly recommend you check out these leader feeders by Bendable Products. Just such a handy way to carry your leaders. So I load them half at a time, and we'll do some demo videos, and there's also some videos on bendableproducts.com. So I load half, you just wind them around there, throw the bands on, holds them in place, do the other half. Real easy to load. It takes about as quick as it does to tie your leaders. Close that thing up, throw a little magnet or Velcro on the back, little plate on your boat, sticking right there. You need a leader, just grab your hook and pull it out. Couldn't be simpler.
Legs are running really good. It's a beauty. Get that wonder bag. This is a mother of pearl lure. Had it in the water for about 5 minutes. Juiced her up with a little Procure Super Gel. On she came. Boy, that was... This one's not getting tired at all. This one's a runner. He saw that and took off running. That's too deep for him to get out. It's all right, we'll tire him out a little bit. See if I can get him up on this one.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Nice big old native steelhead here for Roger on the Yakima Maglip mother of pearl color. Dang, that is a good one, Roger.
Yeah, that's a beauty. He took that
Man,
plug
he
down,
took
boy.
that sucker. He wanted
Yeah.
it. Beautiful, beautiful big old native steelhead. Well done, buddy.
Thank you. That was a good runner.
Yeah.
He's just
There he
tired.
goes. Yeah, he's just tired. Sweet, nice little native steelhead for Roger. That was a nice one. Nice big North Umpqua native. Nice clean release on him. So anyway, we made a pass side drifting through here. Travis got a bump on the B&R Tackle soft bead. I said, man, let's motor back up and throw a Maglip 3.0 plug out there. And Roger dug through and found the mother of pearl. Threw that on there. That's what got it. Yakima Maglip. Man, those plugs sometimes, if they're easy hitting or not really committing to a bait, a bead, or a yarn ball, throw a plug on. You know, be ready to change up. That's what got us that one. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Lunker Junkies TV. Oh yeah, steelhead.
We're gonna get her?
Yeah, I feel like fire.
Bring her right over here.
She still looks good for April. Oh, she's not done. Oh, yeah.
Nope, I was hoping not to net her. We'll go to shore real fast.
Oh yeah.
Keep her out of the net.
I get this pretty pink pinkness. Where are you?
Oh, coming.
Oh yeah. There she goes.
Nice.
Now, I have noticed, because Brandon and I have fished in Alaska for rainbows on Kenai and the Russian and stuff. Matching the hatch is a phrase I've heard when it comes to fishing flies, right, for all species.
Yeah.
But you actually say match the hatch when it comes to bead fishing. So, for example, the steelhead are in the river right now. We're getting a mixture of uppers and downers. And a downer, for those of you that don't know, is a steelhead that's already spawned and he's getting ready to, he's gorging, getting ready, or she's getting ready to go back home to the salt, correct?
Yeah.
And so you will actually take the time and think about it, where a fresh egg, you got fresh fish spawning, those eggs are gonna be a, what color, you know, a darker red maybe, but then the longer they sit in the water, they're gonna get more of a peachy color, okay?
Yeah.
So if you're catching, would you agree that if you're catching more downers, that you would go with a presentation on a bead that's got a softer peach color? Because in theory, they've been in the water a little bit longer. Would that make sense?
Yeah, you basically want to set it up on how close the spawn is. So if you know if the spawn's really active, like there's a lot of spawning activity in the river, you go with a very natural looking egg. So we have, this is actually what we call our natural color. This is an orange, so this is a lot like what a steelhead egg looks like when it first comes out. Or if it's a salmon egg, a lot of the salmon eggs will look a little more red, like this tangerine red color we supply. And then after a couple days, as the eggs kind of tumble down the river, they'll start to get beat up and milked a little bit. And then we'll move to what we call the mottled colors, which is this. It makes it kind of like a dead egg or a milked out egg. And so this is what the fish are then used to seeing. And then even a couple days further, the eggs will now be kind of an entire milky appearance. And that's where colors like the creamsicle, which is this kind of washed out, completely kind of dull egg appearance, are really what the fish are used to seeing. And even sometimes you can catch steelhead and look in their stomach if they're hatchery fishing to kill them, and you can see what the eggs look like that they're actually eating in the river. And it'll all depend on whether they're steelhead eggs or they're salmon eggs or even like sucker or other kinds of eggs at some time.
Incredible, incredible. Hey, Brandon, thanks so much, folks. Keep your tip up. We'll be right back. Randy Wells with Lunker Junkies TV.
Thanks for watching. Had a great time fishing in North Umpqua. Always have a great time with this group. Just want to give a special thank you to the Illahee Inn for putting us up while we're up there fishing in North Umpqua. It's right in Glide. Beautiful little place. These people really take pride in this inn. Nice, spacious rooms, just like brand new. Probably the cleanest place I've ever stayed in my life. Priced right. Beautiful little place to stay. So if you're coming through Glide, you need a place to stay for the night, or you're up there fishing in North Umpqua, highly recommend checking out the Illahee Inn. You will not be disappointed. First day, it was all about BNR Tackle soft beads. The second day, it was all about the Yakima Maglib 3.0 plugs. As always, ProCure scent never hurts to scent your stuff up. This is why you hear me talk about versatility a lot. What's working the first day may not be working tomorrow. Always carry those plug rods, always have a variety of things to throw at them, because what worked for you yesterday may not work tomorrow. So always be ready to switch up, try different things. Don't forget, every Lunker Junkies TV adventure begins at Weimar. We'll see you next week.
Born to be fishermen, we were born to be fishermen, so come along with me on Lunker Junkies, on Lunker Junkies.